Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Reed, and I am a Google Innovator, and I'm from the cohort, New York City cohort from 2019. I think it was actually one of the last ones in person. And if you ever get an opportunity to do anything with Google Innovator, I suggest highly to do it. So I'm going to just quickly walk you through my project. It's actually not that hardcore. It's not a website, it is more of a book, but we will talk real quick through it. All right, so this is my lovely face, but my book is called The Collaborative Prenup. And so when you are a Google Innovator, you come up with a how might we statement. And so my how might we statement was how might we be able to effectively have co-teachers collaborate and plan in the general education classroom, more or less, because a lot of times, co-teaching or collaboration is like a marriage. It's sometimes you're very happy to be in it, and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're thrilled. Sometimes you just want to bang your head against the wall. Sometimes you're just like, please, Jesus, be April or be May, whenever your school may end. But the purpose of the collaborative prenup is instead of you getting a divorce or possibly fighting in front of your kids, you end up with a prenup. And we'll get to that in just a second. But the main idea behind it is, imagine walking in your classroom the first day of pre-planning and your approached by your principal says, hey, you're going to be doing co-teaching this year. And I guarantee that will happen to you if it hasn't happened yet. It will at some point in your teaching career, because that's just inclusion. That's a mix of general ed students and special education students. All right, so what is co-teaching? Well, co-teaching, and I'll talk about this in the book, it's a model of teaching that involves two teachers, like one content and one special education teacher, to work together in a general education classroom that contains both general and special education students. A lot of times, like I said, the co-teaching is similar to a marriage that may or may not be wanted by both parties. So, where does that come up with a collaborative prenup? Well, the school year, it may be a fantastic relationship at the beginning of the school year, and then it could be a complete disaster by the time you get to December. Either teacher may file for divorce, or you may have a tense-filled classroom that is not enjoyable for anyone. All right, so how do we present this? This is actually my project. This is called the Collaborative Prenup. This is everything that will be spelled out to a T for everything classroom, and one document covers everything. So the book is basically just talks about my experiences as an educator, because I've had general and special education experiences. Also talks about the different types of co-teaching, referencing a lot of Marilyn Friend and Cook. Friend and Cook, if you did not know, are like the gurus of collaboration in the classroom. You also have, I talk about just different reports, and I talk about the different styles of co-teaching and any way to use collaboration. And then I go into really depth of the collaborative prenup. And the idea behind it is that a lot of times we see Hollywood couples, they have a prenup, or kind of breaks down, if you do this, this is what I get, or here's my assets. Well, it's kind of the same concept for the prenup, except you guys are going to break down every single thing that happens in the classroom. And that is to make sure that your life is much easier. It does take a lot of work at first, but then once you're in the classroom and the expectations are set, then And that could be something as simple as like who responds to a parent, who responds to an email, or how do the kids go to the bathroom. You may not think that would be a big issue, but it can be, especially when you have the kids pairing against each other. So I talk a lot about that, and I break down that into different sections. And then the end page is actually going to be talking about how you can do collaboration. Oh, here we go. A little more in depth. Just the standard documents can be customized. It is assigned by the teacher and the admin at the beginning of the year. And it makes the classroom a lot better just for everyone, and having those expectations and planning ahead. All right, I just like this quote. I believe the best skills I can give my students is the ability to teach and to find the answers to the questions on their own. That's our purpose as teachers, and hopefully through the collaborative prenup, that's what you will understand. Now, also in the book, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to use Google and other applications to collaborate. Firstly, because who knows what kind of world we'll be in this time next year, or a pandemic. But so that is it. I have signed a contract with EduMatch. I signed it last summer. So hopefully my first draft has been submitted. So hopefully it will be out sometime next year. But that's it. So hopefully you check it out. And if you need me or would like to get in touch with me and talk more about special ed or collaboration, my Twitter is @KentuckyGirl in Alabama. Thanks so much, guys.